Hey, what's up? If you have an ungrateful person in your life, cut them off immediately because people that are ungrateful do not appreciate anything that you do for them. You can be there financially, emotionally, or whatever, but they never are there for you. Never. I mean, they're ungrateful. Anything you do, it just seems like there's no gratitude at all. Don't you ever notice that they always say, either you didn't do anything for me or I didn't ask you to do that. You just did that on your own. And you sit up there and you be like, dude, I did that because I have a heart. And you coming to me with all your problems and you need this and you need that. And then, I'll offer sometimes because I don't want to see you in pain. I don't want to see you go through it if I have it. But then when you give it to them, they act like you never did anything for them. And then when they sit up there and they just, just be ungrateful and just don't even, a lot of times, if you notice, they don't even thank you. They just, until they see you again or talk to you again, they'll just, won't communicate with you or anything. And this could be your kids, the adult children I'm talking about. This could be your family members. This can be, anybody. As a matter of fact, I take that back. It can be some kids because, when they get older and things of that nature, kids, they'll sit there and they'll be just ungrateful. After you done bought them, some expensive tennis shoes or that cell phone or whatever, whatnot, and you sitting up there and they're just ungrateful because it's not the one that they want, or it's not the brand that they want. Instead of being grateful and thank you, they just put their nose up in the air, and sometimes they have the nerves not to even wear the stuff or even use the cell phone. Just ungrateful. I mean, I don't know what happened to the world nowadays, because I know when I was growing up there wasn't no cell phones. So therefore, I was happy to get anything, to get a new house phone. I think when the cordless phone came out, I was so amazed. That you can actually walk around the house with it, and sometimes you could probably even go on the porch. But now they look at the cordless phone like it's trash. I think one of my grandchildren, it was like Granny, what is a VCR? And it's just made me really think like, wow, I must be really old that they don't even know what a VCR is. My adult children, they don't even know what a Walkman is, they constantly say, well, Mom, I'm so happy I was not born in your days. And so I'm like, well, if you was born in my days, then you would appreciate everything that anybody gave you. So, I mean, it's even to the point where they're ungrateful with the food you feed them. I'm talking about teenagers or even younger kids. They ungrateful. They so picky and don't want this. Or my daughters, they would be like, oh mom, he don't or she don't eat this, and they don't like it that way. And so what are you supposed to do? Just go ahead and make a whole new meal because a 5-year-old chooses to be picky? No. I mean, in my day, if you don't like something on the table, then you starve. And that's just what it is. Go drink some water and have a smile and take a nap. I mean, but it was no complaining. It was no none of that. So that's what I'm talking about, being ungrateful. But when they disrespectful ungrateful, it's like, especially when they become adults, when they disrespectful ungrateful, you got to cut them off. You got to make them understand, hey, listen, I'm not dealing with no ungratefulness. And that could be with your family, your parents, or whoever it is, your significant other, your husband, your wife. When a person is just ungrateful and take advantage of you and everything like that, then you know what? It's just time to move on. I mean, until they can come back and apologize and don't do that behavior anymore, because you don't owe anyone anything. Only person you owe is Jesus Christ. That's it, and that's all. Um, and I think the main thing is when they say, like I was just saying, I didn't ask you to do it. Okay, then stop coming to me and telling me about your problems. And you short on your light bill, or you short on your rent, or you short on your phone bill, or whatever. Just don't come tell me about it. I mean, because a lot of times it irks me to sit there and know that you're suffering. And if I'm a good friend, or I'm a good parent, or I'm a good, family member, or whatever, whatnot, or a good significant other, I mean, of course you're going to want to help people who you love, right? But some people just take that love and just run with it. So I'm just saying, guys, don't be, naive and, feel guilty over an ungrateful person, because when they become disrespectfully ungrateful, cut them off immediately. Move on. And I'm not saying forever, but if it has to be that way, where they just continue to be ungrateful, then I'm sorry. Negativity is not for 2026 or any other year. I'm just saying it's just time to move on. And that's the worst thing that you can ever do to a person is just be ungrateful. Because I'm the kind of person, I just pull completely back. When you're ungrateful, I just pull back. Because if you're ungrateful about the things that I help you with, then that means that you do not deserve for me to help you at all. As a matter of fact, don't even talk to me, because that shows no respect. That shows no um, gratitude. That shows nothing. And why would I want to talk to somebody like that? I don't care who you are. So I'm just saying, guys, like, if somebody being ungrateful to you, you know, cut them off immediately. Let them learn that they cannot treat you like that, because trust me, it ain't worth your peace. And the other person that think that they're entitled, because there's a lot of entitled people in this world, thinking you supposed to help them, thinking you supposed to do for them, or give them a ride, or you supposed to take them to work, and you supposed to take care of them. No, you don't supposed to do anything. If you're an adult, then I don't have to do anything for you. And especially if you like a child that's in my home, then you follow my rules. If you can't follow my rules, then you get nothing. It's just what it is. Thankfully that all my children are adults, but I'm just saying, people who are going through it with teenagers and younger kids, don't deal with disrespect and don't deal with ungratefulness. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it a lot. I do shorts on this as well. So if you get this short, please listen to the full video. And I thank you guys for listening. Jesus love everybody. Goodbye. I'll see y'all on the next video, okay? All right, bye.